Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Christros here, and today we got another fun deck list for everybody. This is going to be on the Jank side, if that makes sense for everybody. So this is not something that's going to be competitive. You just want to go in and have a fun time, like in gold or like low-level plat, where I'm at right now. Then it's fun, but don't expect to be performing in diamond. Let's put it that way. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into today's deck list. This seems terrible, and as the cover card, you can already see what the hell's happening. So, this is a mess. So let's go through this mess one card at a time, and I hope everybody enjoys. All right. So first, we got the 5 pieces of Exodia. So we got the Forbidden One leg, left leg, left arm, and right arm. So we have all the Exodia pieces with the head, by the way. So we have all 5 pieces, but this is not really an Exodia win deck. So as you can see here, instead we are supplementing this with Suships. So Suships, I call it Suships, but Suships are a series of cards that came out not too long ago, and they all go around this vanilla monster. This vanilla monster is really into one. Shiri is just interesting. As a 2000 attack beta 4-star monster level 4. Interesting as that. And the idea is get this card out in the field as soon as possible with our other Suships. And then we can overlay into powerful rank 4s or rank 5s if we so please. And with that, let's get into the rest of the cards. So for our only hand trap, we are running 2 side frame Gamma. Gamma is an interesting card. When the opponent activates like monster effect while you have troll no monsters, you could special summon both this card from your hand and 1 driver from your hand or deck or graveyard and negate the activation and destroy that monster. So with that, we are running 1 driver and then 2 Gammas. We got 3 Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit is amazing. Rescue Rabbit is very simple. You could tribute this card, special summon 2 level 4 level monsters with the same name from your deck. So, yeah, so basically you could get out 2 Showery really quickly, just real fast. You can directly replace Rabbit if you want. Rabbit's not the best card, but it is really good, and it does come up quite a bit. But like I said, you could replace it and run something else if you want. I was playing around some Time Thieves for a little bit because they could special summon themselves for like pretty easily, and they act as good extenders and also starters. So just an FYI. We got 3 Ikra. This card's amazing. If you control a Shari, you can special summon this card from your hand. You could only special summon Shari once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can activate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you could either add or special summon 1 Shari that was activated, then shuffle the rest in your deck. So this is a really good card. You could activate the top 3. You could add 1 to your hand, follow up, or special summon it. We are running 3 Sashiru is interesting. If you have a Shari or Xyz material that has a Shari as material, you can special summon this card from your hand during your main phase. You can special summon 1 Gunkin monster from your hand except itself. Then you could take any number of Suship Sharis from your deck in your graveyard and place them on top of your deck in any order. You can only use this effect once per turn. Then we got 3 Uni. Uni is pretty cool. You can reveal 1 other Gunkin card in your hand, special summon this card from your hand, then apply the following effects. If you revealed Shari, you could special summon that revealed monster. If you revealed any other of the Gunkin cards, you could place that card on the bottom of the deck. Simple as that. Then it has an on-field effect. You could target 1 Gunkin card you control and change its level to level 4 or level 5. So you could decrease this level to level 4, or you could increase the other Gunkins to level 5. Then you could add 1 Gunkin Shari from your deck to your hand. So really good card, really amazing. Then to finish off the monsters, we got 3, the legendary Exodia Incarnate. This is a really powerful card, and it's kind of our boss monster of the deck. So this card cannot be normal or normal summoners to set. It must be special summoned from your hand by tributing 1 Forbidden One monster, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card gains 1000 attack for each Forbidden One monster in your graveyard, unaffected by other card effects. And once per turn during your end phase, you can add 1 Forbidden One monster from your graveyard to your hand. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you could reveal any number of Forbidden One monsters in your hand, and if you do, draw 1 card. So this is a really good and impressive boss monster. It's unaffected by other card effects. It's really hard to get rid of, and over time you could add all the pieces of Exodia to your hand. It's kind of unpractical, but it is what it is. We are running 1 Regeki. Yeah, I just kind of needed more going second cards. And theoretically speaking, you could probably cut the Pot of Desires and have like and cut Regeki for like Pankratops. So yeah, so the idea is like you could have two Pankratops instead, and instead of Pot of Desires, you could have like a Prosperity instead. And that would probably actually be better. So your deck would look somewhat like this instead. So a little bit more expensive, but yet again, it kind of would work. Probably a little better, to be honest. So it will probably look up something like this. But like I said, that's an up to you case. So with that in mind, to Pankratops if you want. For our spells though, we got 3 Unexpected Die. Unexpected Die is if you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck. And that could enable our card rate. It could also enable our Suship side of the deck, so it's really good. We got 3 Painful Decision. Painful Decision allows us to get a Shari to our hands. 1 Pot of Prosperity. This, you could banish 6 of your extra deck cards and just start drawing cards if you need, or revealing the top 6 cards of your deck and choosing one of them. It's just a nice way to get the consistent cards that you need. We got 1 Double or Nothing, and that is for our Utopia line and our extra deck. We got 2 Called by the Grave. This allows us to get rid of opponent's Max C and or Ash Blossom. Then the best trap in the deck, we got 2 Obliterate. I was running 3, but I think 2 is just good. Obliterate really states you could target 1 monster on the field, send 1 Forbidden 1 monster or Exodia card from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, return that target to the hand. If this card is sent from the field or trap zone to the graveyard, you can target 1 Forbidden 1 monster and or Exodia card in the graveyard, add it to your hands. So this is a really good card. You could just easily set it, flip it, and then any card your opponent summons, you could just easily bounce it right away. It's really good, definitely worth running. So now for our extra deck, we got 1 F-Zero Future, 1 F-Zero Utopic Draco Future. We could actually go into this pretty easily in this deck. So just an FYI, it's nice to have just in case. We got 1 Utopia 39, and then we got 1 Utopia Double, and that is for OTKing with Double or Nothing. We got 1 Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller isn't really that good at the moment in this format, but it's going to get really good here soon, so I think you should start including it or at least have it crafted already. And the reason is because here in the game, tier elements are going to be coming, and of course that's going to be 6 months from now, but when tier elements do come to the game, having ways to shut down a graveyard are really good, and Abyss Dweller does that really well. We got 1 Evil Storm Exile Knight. Exile Knight is pretty interesting. Once per turn during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, when your opponent has more cards in their hand or field as you do, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, destroy all monsters of all other cards on the field. Also, your opponent takes no further damage. This is a really great board wipe and definitely worth having. We got 1 Baguska, the Drunken here. Baguska is really cool. As we already know, if it's face up in defense position, you can change all face up monsters on the field to defense position, and then their effects are negated. Really good, definitely worth running. We got 1 Magic Key Spirit. This is a new card included about like 6-7 months ago in Master Duel. So when I first made my Magic Key deck list, 9 months ago, that deck list didn't have this card because this card wasn't out at that time for him, but this card does really well. What it does is this card is XC someone. You could detach 1 material from this card and add 1 level 4 lower normal monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and that gets set up for your plays really well because that could get you your legs. It can also get you more Suships, and if you get your legs, obviously you're going into the Exodia Incarnate line. We got 1 Gunkin Suship Carrier. This card is pretty decent. It's not the best, but it does come up. Basically, what you're going to be doing, if this card's actually summoned, you could apply these effects in sequence based on the material you used. You can only use the effect of Gunkin Suship per turn. If you use Shower, you could draw 1 card. If you use Shushu, you could add 1 Gunkin spell trap from your deck to your hands. I'm not running any Gunkin spell and traps, so that one doesn't come up. We got 1 Dreadnought. Dreadnought is pretty decent. Dreadnought is if you have Shar, you could draw 1 card. If you use Uni, this card gains the ability to attack directly. Then once per turn during your main phase of your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you could target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Gunkin monsters you control and special summon from your extra deck, negate their effects. We got 1 Zeus, since we have so many Xyz monsters. We got 1 Link Spider. We got 1 IP Masquerader, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and last but not least, to close out games, 1 Access Code Talker. So that's it, guys. That's our whole deck. This is definitely jank. Like I said, if you just want to have a good time in gold and, like I said, low platinum, this is a fun deck, and I've really enjoyed it. So with that in mind, I hope you guys enjoyed the replay, and I hope you guys enjoy, this fun jank mess. Other than that, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you all next time. Alrighty, so here's our replay for the day. I wish I had more, but I'm kind of having some computer issues, so bear with me on that. So this started out pretty interesting. I draw pretty well, and this is when I was running Pot of Extravagance, so I changed this out, of course. Reason why I changed this out for Desires is because, simple fact, banishing like your Exxon Knight and Mechity kind of feels bad. But anyway, I activate Painful Decision. I'm going to send this Shari to the graveyard, and I do get another Shari to my hands. And activate Uni, revealing Shari, special summoning the 2. At this point, I'm going to change his level to level 4, and I do get another Shari for follow-up turns. And at this point, I'm going to go into Carrier, and then I'm going to set Call by the Grave in my turn. My opponent is playing a really interesting and fun deck. This is Labyrinth. It was Labyrinth Archfiend. So at this point, he activates a Labyrinth Chandelier, and he discards Servants. I call by the Chandelier because I'm like, I don't want him getting anything like Welcome Labyrinth and or the Field Spell. So we're going to see what ends up happening here. And yeah, so like I said, I do banish 1. He Monster Reborns his Servants. I'm like, okay, well, he's going to get the Field Spell or the Trap. There's no denying it. And at this point, he searches out Stovey. I'm like, well, what is he doing? He activates Stovey, and he gets rid of Rank Up Magic. I'm like, that's interesting. And now he has Welcome. And at this point, he ends his turn. I'm like, that was a weird turn. Activate Uni, and I do get Shari back to the field. And at this point, I target Uni, make it level 4. At this point, I do attack, but my opponent's going to special summon Silver Castle. It doesn't really matter. I still get over his servants. At this point, I am going to go into Zeus. I'm feeling pretty confident. I go into Zeus and I go into IP Masquerade just to kind of clear my field because I want those in the grave right now. My opponent activates Silver Castle and he gets a Welcome Labyrinth back, and he's going to attack over my IP. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. He really didn't draw good. At this point, it's just Zeus beatdown. He activates another Welcome Labyrinth, and he gets another Silver Castle. I'm like, yep, this is interesting. At this point, I'm going to attack over his other Silver Castle. It is destroyed, main phase 2, and that is in my turn. At this point, he draws again, and he's going to activate the same play. He's going to activate his Silver Castle, and getting a Welcome Labyrinth back. And that is it. I'm like, that's interesting. He really doesn't want to commit anything because of Zeus, and I kind of understand it. I do draw Obliterate at this point, and at this point, I was like, I should set it, but I was like, I'm going to play it safe. He activates Servant, and he gets Labyrinth set up to his hand. I'm like, that's interesting. I attack over his Silver, and at this point, I'm going to end my turn. I don't want to set Obliterate just yet because of the simple fact I might still need it. Which I should have done right away. He activates Astral Calibro, showing number 80. At this point, he's going to rank up into his own Baguska. Yep, there's the Terribly Drunk. So at this point, my Zeus goes and he sets 2. I'm like, yep, he was waiting to get rid of my Zeus. It's not going to be too much I could do. I set Obliterate. I activate, I play left leg. He activates Jar of Avarice, targeting 5 cards. He's going to return all 5 of those, and he's going to draw 1. At this point, I tribute over my my left leg for the Legendary Exodia. Feeling really confident. Legendary Exodia, my in-face is going to return my leg. So he has a 0 attack, but I do got to Obliterate, and I got a way to get rid of Baguska. So I'm feeling really confident. Baguska's effect's going to activate. He has has to get rid of. He activates he discards Archfiend General to get Pandemonium. He plays Pandemonium. I'm like, this is interesting. Then he is going to normal summon the Archfield Emperor, the First Lord of Horror. This is a badass looking card. At this point, I activate Obliterate, and I target his Baguska. I do send one of the arm pieces. Baguska is now outed. Legendary Incarnates now. So I'm feeling pretty good. During his end phase, the Archfiend Emperor gets destroyed, and then he gets Archfiend Harris to his hands. So I'm feeling really confident. There's not too much my opponent could do. I normal summon left leg and I go into spider. At this point, activate Obliterate, talking my own spider, sending the right arm. And at this point, I'm attacking for 6,000 direct damage. And then my opponent is just going to end up conceding. Because Exodia Incarnate gives me back my left arm, and at this point, like I said, my opponent can't do anything, so it's kind of GG. He just concedes, and that was the game. So like I said, hope you guys enjoyed that duel. I know this was a shorter video, but like I said, I do hope everybody's enjoying, and like I said, I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas, and I'll catch you all though in the next video. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day.